All right, hi. If you hear my family speaking in the background of this video, it's because I am living at home, and that's pretty on topic. So you guys are just gonna get a real glimpse into being in this house, I guess. So I'm glad we're normalized. Mom! So I'm so glad that we are normalizing living at home because there's absolutely no shame in it. And we are all for anything that saves you money and sets you up for a better financial future. However, you know what they say, what you don't pay for financially, you pay for emotionally. I moved back in with my parents. It's been going better than I thought, but it is only because I have been so particular about the self-care practices that I have been engaging in. I've been taking really good care of myself. Are you gonna turn off that light? Yes. So if you find yourself living at home and you're feeling discouraged, unmotivated, stuck, left behind, or like your mental health is hanging on by a thread, I got you. So by the end of this video, you're gonna have your very own toolkit for living at home with your parents, coexisting with your family. And you're not just gonna be surviving, but you will be thriving. Let's get into it. What?
That's too personal. I would ask.
Rishi, get out.
I was already in my room when you started.
I'm never gonna get through filming this video. The first thing in our toolkit is to have an exit plan. You need a light at the end of the tunnel, a reason for why you're doing this in the first place. Keep the reason why you're living at home at the front of your mind. The way that I've kind of framed it in my head is I'm going into hiding because I'm mostly staying home just for the winter months. And then once spring or summer come around, I'm probably gonna find my own place. One, the reason that I'm living at home is to save money so that I'm setting myself up for a good financial future. But also I'm just like kind of going into hiding. Like it's winter, not even outside that much. I get to like be in the house, work on myself, think about what I want this next phase of my life to look like. You want to have a timeline that says this is the potential date or month of when I will be moving out. Here are all the steps and things that need to happen before I get to that point. But I'm also very careful to pray over this plan because I don't want to necessarily move ahead of what God wants for me. Maybe I'm supposed to live at home longer. Maybe I'm not supposed to live at home as long. So kind of make this timeline, but also it can change. Second thing, build a routine that you are in love with. Not just a routine you like, a routine you are in love with. This is gonna make it a lot easier to keep up good habits when you inevitably want to revert back to your childhood self when you move in with your parents. I don't know what it is about that, whether I visit just for the holidays or I live at home, I suddenly just start to act like the high school version of myself because that's the last time I lived here. And it's just so crazy the impact that our environment has on our brain. As soon as I moved home, I was like, I am gonna be waking up at 7 a.m. no matter what, every day. I'm gonna move my body. I'm gonna do something that makes me feel good. I'm going to keep my morning routine. That was like the routine that I stuck with. Nothing else about my routine really stuck after I moved, but my morning routine is basically the same and it has kept me so grounded. So you want to have routines that ground you and still make the adult version of yourself a priority because you're not a kid. You gotta step up your game. You gotta still do adult things. You still have to budget and meal prep and work out and do the things that are required to just be a good adult. Building a routine that you really like can help support those habits. It could be different for you than it is for me, but my mental health, I think, hinges on this routine because especially with movement is so important for your mental health, and so it's going to make such a big difference. What that really is it's just taking really good care of yourself, showing yourself that you're a priority, that you're responsible. The third thing we're going to put in our toolkit for living at home, curate a cozy space. Personally, my space is one of the most important things to me, and I think that has been the hardest aspect of being at home is I'm very used to having a room that I really like. It has lots of windows. I can decorate it however I want. I have a little more control of like the house I'm in. Being at home, I have no control, and I have siblings and parents and a dog, and everything is just very chaotic. I can only control a very small amount of the space that I'm existing in, but we're gonna make the most of the control that we have. What you're gonna do for this is get on Pinterest, scroll through, see what's possible, try and reimagine your space, rearrange your room, look up new decorations that you can buy. I'm currently taking down the wallpaper that is in my room that I put up when I was like 15 or 16. This space actually that I'm sitting in right now, I rearranged. Even though my room isn't really my space right now, I've just taken a little corner of the house and been like, okay, I'm gonna make this my safe space. To have a space that is yours that you actually really enjoy being in can make such a big difference. And keeping that space clean and organized too, because they say that your physical space is a reflection of your mental space and vice versa. So do your best to keep your space clean and refreshed. Open the windows, open the curtains, make your bed, do those little things, and they're going to make such a big difference. Control you.
Come outside, come outside, come outside.
I've also tended to lean into my third spaces a lot more recently. If you don't know what a third space is, it's just the place that you hang out at other than home or work. Because most people just go home, go to school, go home, go to school. There's nothing in between that. It's really important for us to have third spaces, whether that be church or a coffee shop or a friend's house. Just places other than home and work to spend time and find community. So I will take my work and I'll go work at a coffee shop, or I'll work at the library because it's free. And it gives me an excuse to like drive across town, and I'll like stay with my friends for a weekend just to not feel like I'm stuck in the house all the time. Which that brings me to our fourth tool in the toolkit, and that is invest in your friendships. I don't know about you guys, but I went from living at college where I was living with my friends, even where I lived after college, I was still living with friends. So coming back home after all that schooling, literally living next door to the people that I spend all my time with, it's been a very hard adjustment. Now is a great time to pour into your friendships, whether they're in person or long distance. Drive to their house, go see them. Or if you're just driving on your commute or you're cleaning up around the house, FaceTime those friends that live far away and that you miss. Fly to see people, have them fly to see you. Literally after I film this video, I'm going to the airport to pick up my friend because she's coming to stay with me. I'm so excited. Because with all the money that you're saving by not paying rent, you could probably just book a flight. That's what I spend a lot of my money on. I don't know if you guys have seen the TikTok trend about, it's called Wednesday Waffle or something. And you basically just send a video to your group chat of friends and you update them on your life every Wednesday. And so the group chat is always talking about what everybody's doing during the week. It's great to invest in these friendships. Community and connection gets you out of your head, gets you out of your room, gets you out of the house. All right, number 5 in our toolkit is we're gonna plan something to look forward to every single month. This can be something big, like we were talking about before, where you book a flight to go visit a friend. But on a smaller, more realistic scale, maybe it's a solo date. A museum in my city does free admission every first Thursday of the month. So one of the solo dates I've been planning is to like go into the city, park somewhere, get a coffee, and walk to the museum, and then just have a solo date and go and wander around the museum. So that's something I'm gonna do soon. Planning a trip to the spa, investing in things that are going to give you something to look forward to. That's gonna also help keep your mental health good. Otherwise it can just be discouraging. Like you're staying at home all the time, seeing what everybody else is doing on social media and not planning anything for yourself. Maybe you buy yourself some shoes that you've been eyeing, whatever it is that will make you look forward to the next month. Make sure you plan it, put it on the calendar, make sure you do it. All right, so number 6 is more of a mentality. I think it's an important perspective to have in our toolkit, and that is know what you can control and what you cannot. One of the scariest parts of living with others is the lack of control that it brings. Just by living with other people, naturally, most things are out of our control. We cannot control other people's cleanliness, other people's moods, other people's reactions. Something that really helps me is I will write in my journal, these are the things I can control and these are the things I cannot control. Decorating your space or planning for your future. And you have to spend more time focusing on what you can control than what you cannot. Someone in your family upsets you or frustrates you, and maybe you can communicate to them that you need this boundary to be set or you need this thing to be done. But at the end of the day, you can't control whether or not they actually do it. To remember that the only thing that you can control are your actions and your behavior. Focus on that. Let go of the rest. stay grounded and taking care of yourself. It frees up so much of your emotional space to not spend so much time wishing that people would behave differently. All right, and tool number 7, hear me out. It's corny, but it's actually changed my life. Tool number 7 is gratitude. Whenever I'm going through a really hard time, whether it's been a breakup or post-grad depression, that's when I will incorporate gratitude journaling into my life. And usually in the mornings, I like to start my day off that way, but I'll just write down like 3 things that I'm grateful for. And they get very specific. It's not just like, oh, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for a house, I'm grateful for food. No, I get super specific. I'm grateful for a job that allows me the flexibility to go work at a coffee shop today. I'm grateful for my morning matcha. I'm grateful for the hot shower that I took before bed last night that just helped me sleep so deeply and feel so relaxed. No matter how small, it just helps rewire your brain so that you focus more on the positive things, because there are so many positive things. It's not all negative. So you just have to train your brain to find the positive in where you are right now. There is so much research that says that gratitude works. I think it's like if you gratitude journal every day for 2 weeks, that's as long as it takes to impact your brain. One piece of gratitude that is really keeping me grounded and present in this season is the fact that I don't think I'm ever going to live with my family again. Although it can be frustrating sometimes, it's wonderful to wake up in the morning and be able to say hi to my dog and good morning to my mom, and my dad's making ginger tea, and my brother, he's on the game but he's there and I can go in and bother him and tease him, and we all watch Jeopardy every night. Little things like that. They're little, but I know one day I'm gonna look back and be like, oh, these were so cute. Even the things I'm annoyed with, I know I'm gonna miss them one day. We still have a future that we're moving towards, right? So if we're wasting our energy thinking about how much we lack, how much we're missing out on, how different things could be, then we're wasting all the energy that we could spend planning for our future and building our lives. We are still on track to being our best selves. Just because we're living at home does not mean that those things aren't happening. Be that girl who is so busy creating a life for herself that she doesn't have time to think about what other people are doing, or even notice, oh, you're looking and you're like, oh, I didn't even notice that I was behind or ahead in life because I've just been busy doing my own thing. I don't have time to notice that I'm behind or not where other people are because I'm so busy every day thinking about how taking this time alone to just focus on myself and be by myself is helping me reflect on the person that I am and the person that I want to be. I'm too busy making content for my page to build my business. I'm too busy planning for my future and thinking of all the things that are coming to me to feel behind or stuck or like I need to compare with other people. There's something that needs to be cultivated in me right now. So I want to live this season as fully as I can so that I can learn the lessons that need to be learned to get me to the next thing so I can be successful in the next season of life, whatever it looks like. I'm just walking and trusting that God knows the plan. I don't know the plan, but that's the kind of energy you want to be in. I hope that this toolkit brings you some comfort. Even if you just take one thing from this video, I hope that it makes your situation living at home a little bit sweeter, a little bit softer. Please like this video if you want to see more sit-down videos like this. It's almost like a podcast vibe. I don't know. I feel like I would have a lot of fun with the podcast. But this is my mic for now because I don't have podcast equipment money right now. But I may in the future. Who knows? Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram to keep up with what my everyday life looks like. I think that's it from me. I'm done yapping. Okay, bye.